The Boomers are one of the most dangerous factions in the Mojave Wasteland. They have artillery and the technical savvy for it. Hell, they practically bleed gunpowder. So if you too go cuckoo for things that go boom, then I'll show you today how you can become the true mad bomber of the wastes and what story choices you should make. As always, we start with the build. 8 strength to carry all the weapons and ammunition, 7 perception, 10 endurance to not accidentally blow yourself up if you aim too close to yourself, 1 charisma, 8 intelligence, 5 agility, and 1 luck, because we will be relying on pure damage instead of critical hits. Our tag skills will be explosives, repair, and speech, and the traits will be fast shot and good natured. The 2 main weapons of this build will be Thump Thump with the basic 40mm grenades for increased projectile speed, and Esther with the Tiny Tots mini nukes. The usage of these weapons is pretty self-explanatory. Thump Thump is useful at moderate distance against most enemies, and Esther can be used to quickly dispose of tough enemies at a long distance before they get too close. Equipping Esther also raises your damage threshold and radiation resistance. However, what makes explosives truly broken in New Vegas is the Mad Bomber perk, which you can use to turn all your microfusion cells into microfusion grenades. These aren't as effective as Thump Thump, but they are a guarantee that you never run out of ammo and explosives. Other than that, I like to just pick up any frag grenades, gas bombs, and satchel charges I can find. You can't go wrong with those. For armor, you'll get a free Boomer flight suit once you complete the quest Volaire, and you can also pick up different types of Boomer helmets from the dead Boomers in the array where you fight the ants. However, there are some situations where you need all the DT you can get, and for this reason it's handy to keep an additional piece of stronger armor hotkeyed. My personal choice was the Sierra Madre armor reinforced, which I could manage with on very hard difficulty, but you can even use power armor if you want, as long as you can carry it. I suggest you don't get any companions, as in hardcore mode it will be very difficult to not accidentally hit them, and they'll just die all the time. Not worth the hassle. Now I will explain how you can complete all the Boomer quests and get all the gear you need as quickly as possible. As always, sneak through Black Mountain all the way to Camp McCarran and use the NCR uniform to get inside the strip for free via the monorail. Unfortunately, we can't gamble to get all our money. 1 luck just simply doesn't cut it. So instead take some easy XP and money by talking to Mr. House, killing Benny, talking to Yes Man, taking and selling the Good Springs, Mormon Fort, Jacobstown, Lucky 38 Cocktail Lounge, and Vault 21 Snow Globes to Mr. House, giving Mr. House the Platinum Chip, and then finally killing him. Now, maybe some people find the Mr. House ending to be a bit more preferable for the Boomers than the other ones, but you'll see by the end of this video why I personally prefer the Anarchy ending. Go to Nellis Air Force Base and start Volaire. Make sure your first stop is the Boomer Museum, and choose all the speech check options that are available to you, and just use the positive ones elsewhere. Talk to Lindsay, a girl who usually hangs around the children's barracks or the hangars, and she'll ask you to help her find her lost teddy bear, Mr. Cuddles. Mr. Cuddles is between some green crates in the hangar where Jack and Loyal usually work. Complete the quests and Misbehavin' and Sunshine Boogie for Raquel and Loyal respectively. You'll find the weapon Thump Thump and tons of ammunition inside the array where you fight the ants. I personally had a bit of a struggle against them as I wasn't that well armed yet, but I managed. My repair wasn't high enough to fix the solar panels by myself, so I did have to make a short trek to Helios 1-2, and if you had enough speech to get in there without turning the NCR hostile. You can probably also get the quest Young Hearts from Jack, which you can complete with some going back and forth between Nellis and the Crimson Caravan. By the time you're finished with all this, you should be more than idolized by the Boomers, and you can progress in the quest Volaire.
I believe the time has come for you to show your value in full. The people have come to accept having you around. Find Loyal and ask him about our people's fondest dream. He will tell you what to do next.
Pearl sent word saying it's all right to tell you about the lady in the water. A long time ago, long before the war that killed just about everything that ever lived, a bomber crashed not far from here. A bomber was a flying contraption that could drop explosives down on anything it flew over. But anyway, moving on. This bomber crashed down in Lake Mead, pretty damn near intact. When we got to Nellis, see, I found this article in a magazine all about it. There was another B-29 around here, part of a museum. Couldn't fly, but had a lot of spare parts, see? Get where I'm going? Since I was a young man, I've dreamed of raising that lady from the lake and bringing her back to life. What do you say? It's at the bottom of Lake Mead. I'll mark its location on your Pip-Boy map. Simple. Attach deployable ballast to the plane and float it on up. Here is a remote detonator. Once the ballast is attached to the plane, just hit the detonator from the shore and let buoyancy handle the rest. Good. Here's the deployable ballast. Go find the plane, attach the ballast, and hit the button. Might try holding your breath. If that doesn't sound good enough, talk to Jack. He was working on a rebreather once.
I actually realized on this playthrough that you don't have to approach Lake Mead through the Cazador-infested Calval Bay at all. You can safely jump in from anywhere on the southwest coastline and swim all the way to the crashed B-29, which is child's play, especially if you got the rebreather from Jack in exchange for a pressure cooker. Once you return to Nellis, you officially become the hero of the Boomers and gain your own Boomer outfit. Ask Mother Pearl to have the Boomers support you during the Battle of Hoover Dam.
Hello, friend. How can Mother Pearl be of help today? What you have done for us is a miracle, child. You have fulfilled the only dreams we ever had outside our walls. You are a trusted friend of us all. If there is ever a way for us to help you, child, tell me, and I will make it so. Of course, my child. After all that you have done for us, we would love to help you in the upcoming battle. After all the training in virtual reality, the young ones would relish an opportunity to put their skills to battle. We'll be there when you need us. Don't get blown up.
You'll also probably have gotten the perk Mad Bomber by this time, so you can craft some MFC grenades at any workbench. A good way to get more money in fusion cells at this stage in the game is to simply attack the Silver Rush and loot all the black combat armor from the Van Graff's corpses, and take anything else that you find valuable inside the former casino, along with the microfusion cells. Each black armor is worth about 2,000 bottle caps, so that alone can make up for missing out on all the gambling. Unfortunately, I had to face the fact that even with all this grinding, I did not have enough money to comfortably buy Esther together with the Tiny Tots mini-nukes. And when you have a big girl like Esther, you're fumbling hard letting her go hungry. So I decided to complete the Dead Money DLC in its entirety. The full playthrough only took about 2 to 3 hours for me, and I used the hollow rifle method to get all the gold bars in the end. Basically, you kill Elijah in such a position that his ash pile is both inside and outside the force field, and you can just drop the gold bars on him and then pick them right up when you're at the exit. It took me a while to sell all of them. I mainly sold them to the commissary inside the Hopeville missile silo at the start of the Lonesome Road DLC. And I could finally buy Esther, along with all the Tiny Tots mini-nukes I wanted. Something important to keep in mind about Esther is that while the Gunrunners Vendortron restocks on the GRA ammunition variants every few days, the standard mini-nukes can only be found in a limited quantity within the Mojave Wasteland, though they have been found to randomly spawn in the duffel bags of the Divide. Speaking of the Divide, this is one DLC you should definitely complete. Once you deal with Ulysses, choosing to direct the missiles to both NCR and Legion territory will raise your reputation with the Boomers. Even though you should already be idolized by them at this point, to me this means that you go down in Boomer history as a legend who launched the mother of all bombs on the ignorant savages disturbing the peace in the Mojave. Anyway, after this, I was a much higher level already than I originally anticipated, and with nothing more to do for the Boomers, let's talk about the endings. Like I said, I decided to stick with Yes Man. I think it's 100% up to you what you want to do with the different factions around the Mojave. My only recommendation is to wipe out the Brotherhood of Steel, otherwise you get the ending where they take over Helios 1 and regain control over the Mojave, which may be a future threat to the Boomers. I also didn't upgrade the Securitron army, because why miss out on a chance to blow up Hoover Dam from the inside? But the real purpose of this battle is for the boomers to show off their firepower, at least if you're role-playing that. Once you've nuked Legate Linnaeus in 50 different ways, you get to confront General Oliver, and this is where you can threaten the NCR with your boomer allies, selecting these specific dialogue choices, which you'll need 85 in the speech skill for. With that, Oliver withdraws his troops, and the Nellis homeland is secure for generations to come. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure to check out my other faction videos, and have a bomb day.
And so the courier who had cheated death in the cemetery outside Good Springs cheated death once again, and the Mojave Wasteland was forever changed. The courier, with the aid of Yes Man, drove both the Legion and the NCR from Hoover Dam, securing New Vegas's independence from both factions. With Mr. House out of the picture, the remaining Securitrons on the Strip were hard-pressed to keep order. Anarchy ruled the streets. When the fires died, New Vegas remained, assuming its position as an independent power in the Mojave. Supporting all the chaos that comes with independence, the courier was the man responsible for a truly free New Vegas. He ensured the fall of Mr. House and the end of the Legion's and NCR's influence over New Vegas.
Though the wasteland became anarchic after Hoover Dam, the Boomers' display of power dissuaded fortune seekers from attempting to penetrate Nellis.
And so the courier's road came to an end, for now. In the new world of the Mojave Wasteland, fighting continued, blood was spilled, and many lived and died just as they had in the old world. Because war never changes.